Alright. Got the camera set up in a good position. 3/8 drive, 10mm socket, shallow. I got a long pry bar. Now what I'm going to do with the pry bar, because first thing we got to do is loosen up these 4 bolts right here to hold on, that's holding on the water pump pulley. So what I'm going to do is set my pry bar just like that. Notice how I'm setting it up in there. And I'm going to use that as a brace to loosen up these bolts. Man, figures. Let's go around. There we go. Okay, that's 1. 2. And actually, you can see the water pump. Look at that water pump loose, like move like that. All right, so we got those 2. Okay, now we're gonna bring it around. Wow, that water pump's like stuck. All right, let's get these 2. 3. And 4. Now, when you got your water pump should not, I mean, that is frozen solid. So your water pump is not supposed to do that. So if yours doing that, you're in a lot of trouble. Okay. I mean, yeah, we still got the belt on, but that belt, that thing. All right. Next, what I want you to do is get you a serpentine belt tool. All right, so we're gonna go over here, and you got a serpentine belt tool right here. This is for all serpentine belts, and it's a very good tool. So what you're gonna do is get your 3/8 drive. Like it's got an adapter here. It's got 3/8. Get this thing out the way. 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/4. So you want to get your 3/8 one. Hook it on to the tool. This tool's in the center right there. And you want to put it on so it's like you're loosening.
Don't do all that right on scene.
So we'll be right back. All right, next we got that loose. Let's get up. Get this belt off of here. Now further down here, there's the belt tensioner. See, I'm tripping over the camera and all. It's bogus, man. Alright. Okay, let me fix this stuff. Be right back. Alright. Messing up the camera and all. Down here is the tensioner. You're going to use that 3/8. Make sure you got it in the loosening up position. Pick it up. Take the belt off of the idle pulley. And then release it. And leave it down there. We're going to take it off the power steering pump. Just leave it hanging to the side right there. Actually, we're going to be changing that so you can take it off if you want. Alright, now, since we got that, now what we're going to do is take off the 4 bolts by hand to the pulley. You know, when I said that thing was tight, of course it's going to be tight if I got the belt still on it. But don't mind me. One of them messed up moments. Alright, let's get here. Alright, we got our 4 bolts. 4 bolts off. Now the pulley should wiggle right off of there. Bam, just like that. Alright, let's go set this to the side. And we're going to move on to our next step. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, I got my AC air compressor going. It's going kind of loud until it shuts off. But we got bolts around here. You know what? I'm going to loosen this, take this off, so it'll be easier for you to see this. Be right back. Alright, now, before we get to the water pump bolts, see this little cover right here? We're going to get that. And what it is, right up under here, there's a 10mm bolt. And I got actually it might be smaller, but this will work. Let me see. Probably just worn. Alright, so let's get that bolt off there. Alright, set that to the side. Now, you got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 bolts. They look like 5/16 or 8mm. Let's go get our socket and take them off. Be right back. Alright, we got a 5/16. Hold on, I gotta change the battery because the battery's going dead. Be right back. Alright, I had to change the battery. Let's see, is it gonna be easier for me to get my air ratchet in there or the other one? Or shallow. This stuff. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna get the deep 8mm or 5/16. And what we're gonna do is find out. Yeah, okay, we got a bolt right up under here. Let's get that out of the way first. Let's get that bottom one out of the way. Also, I'll let you know, I got a drain pan up under there. So, to catch the antifreeze. Alright, there we go. Now what I'm going to do here is make sure there ain't no more bolts. Yes it is, I got one over here. Got one more, so it looks like this water pump has 5 bolts all together. Okay. Now, guess a little pry bar, and we should be able to. There we go. What we're gonna do is just take that pump off of there. There we go. Look at that. Pump was leaking. Got all the stains up under it. And we're gonna keep it just so we can match up the other one. We're gonna keep this to the top. Alright, so let's go over there and we're gonna have to clean all this up too. Let's go over there and match it up with our new pump. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, we got here a federated water pump. Number 130-1480. 80. Let's open this up. Alright, there's our gasket. Put that to the side. Nice. You know, I'm doing this with one hand. Alright, I noticed there's a little tab right there. I wonder if the old water pump has a tab on it, so we know where it goes. Okay. Yeah, there's a little tab at the bottom. So I'm gonna go with. Oh no, there's 3 of them. What the heck? Bah. Okay, we got the weep hole right there. The weep hole is at the bottom. So I'm gonna, you know, there's a weep hole up there too. This is bogus. It might fit on either kind of way. You know what? Let's go over here. And let's see if these bolts line up any kind of way. I want to make sure we get this going on the right way. And it looks like it does, actually. No, it don't. No, they don't. So we're gonna have to make sure we put this in the right way. So, but before we get involved in all this, let's get us a surface grinder and clean off all that gasket. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we got here. That's a surface grinder. Works by air. If you don't have one, just use a. And it looks like I'm gonna have to because this ain't really going in there to clean that. So I'll be using a little scraper too. All right, let's go get a scraper. We'll be right back. Okay, got another idea. I'm gonna use my little Y wheel. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I got some more to do. So you get yours done and join me when you're done. Be right back. Alright, we got that nice and clean. What we're gonna do is go over here. Now I noticed something. Okay, we got a tab right here. See that tab on the bottom of the pump? Now what I'm looking at is looking at the space between this bolt hole and the tab and this bolt hole and the tab. So now I'm looking at this. This thing got 3 tabs on it. If I put this tab to the bottom, that's different. And I turn it to the next tab, that's different. The spacing is different. I go down to this tab, and that's identical. So I'm gonna go with that. That's how it's gonna go. But before we do that, what we gotta do is turn this pump over, get our new gasket, and we gotta put this gasket up here and see which way it's gonna go. I don't even know if I got it on the right side or not. Okay, that one may be it. Looks like this is at the bottom too. Let me set this camera down. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, that did match up perfectly, just like that. So what I'm gonna do is take this off, move it to the side, make sure I know where it's going. And I'm gonna get me some red silicone, and I'm gonna put a thin bead going around the water pump. Very thin. Alright. Out of the way now. Okay, now we got that. Now let's set this gasket up there. And there's a little lip right there. So you got to make sure that lip, that gasket is on that lip. Alright? Make sure it's right over that lip. Good. Good. Very good. Very good. Damn good. Alright. There we go. Now, we're going to go back up here to the top. Let's see. Let's see, I pretty much remember. That's going to be our bottom. See, I know this one's leaking from the bottom, so it's right there. So I know we're still good with that. Now that we got our gasket on, you see our gasket lip up here? I'm going to use that as a reference that I know that's the top bolt on this. So let's turn this back over. And then we're going to put another thin layer of silicone on the other side of the gasket. Alright, so let's get us another thin layer. Around here. Okay, just like that. Now with that one, close this off. Now with that one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna just want to smooth that around there. There you go. Perfect. Wipe my hands off now with one of my old gloves over here. Alright, now we got our top. The water pump right there, I know. We're going to go over here and we're going to start putting these bolts in. Alright. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Hold on one second. Alright, I'm in a parking lot, so customer had the music playing loud. I don't want Google picking up no kind of music or anything. Shut my video off, man. I'm pissed off. Alright, so we know where our top is. So we're gonna slowly lower our water pump down in here. I'm not gonna push it up against the housing yet. I wanna get one of our bolts lined up in there and started. So that's gonna give me that reference. Alright. Let's grab our other bolts. And just put them in by hand. Alright, let's get our other two at the bottom and join me when you're done. Alright, got our bolt started in. What I got my do, get my 5/16 or 8mm deep socket. And I'm not gonna tighten them up with the air ratchet because these are small bolts, and that air ratchet, there's a good chance it'll pop them bolts, try to strip that thing right out, or break the bolts or anything. So I'm gonna use it by hand. What I'm gonna do is take the socket first and go around. And bring the bolts in. Okay, now I'm gonna go tighten them up. I'm gonna start from this bottom one first. Now when tightening these up, you don't want to go super tight. That's why I got the 1/4 inch, the short stubby ratchet, because it can't really tighten up too much. And then you don't want to squeeze that gasket and break it. And then as I tighten up, I'm gonna skip bolts. Like this one down here, I did that one. I'm gonna go up here to this one. Just like putting a tire on a car, you do the same thing. 2. And get this one down here, somewhere where it's at. 3. tighten that last one up and we'll be right back. All right, we got all our bolts tightened up. This thing is going pretty good. Let's get our water pump pulley on. I'm gonna put these bolts up here. Let's get one. See if we can get one lined up. That was pretty easy. Once you get one lined up, the other three should go pretty good. Yes, they are. Okay, and number 4. All right, now you know how we tightened it up, how we loosened these up. That's the same way we're gonna do to tighten them up. Because I don't, putting the belt on just ain't gonna work and tighten them up. So let's get our ratchet and our pry bar. We'll be right back. All right, stick our pry bar down in here. And get our ratchet on tighten. 1. 2. And we're gonna spin it around. 3.
I was just wondering if I could get a card for you saying y'all are awesome.
And 4. All right, let's get the new belt and we'll be right back. All right, now I'm gonna take a look at how this belt is going on. And we just gonna take it off. Bar out of here. Alright, let's go get us a new belt. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I got the new belt here. And it's kind of difficult. I don't know if you're gonna be able, if you can see how I'm putting this belt on. If you can, that's great. If not, I think what I might do here is, if you have any problems with the belt, just let me know. And what I'll do is I'll put a picture of the routine of how it goes. Right now, actually, I think I'm winging this. No, I got that. I am good. All right, got the belt on. Let's see if I can get my tensioner in there and my ratchet. Trying to get that thing. You know, they could have made this a lot better, man. They just didn't care. Okay, there we go. Then I gotta go around the water pump. My pulleys are lined up. Okay, good. Oh, that's good. That was good. Okay. Make sure that I'm in the... Gotta make sure you got all your grooves lined up, because it'll start eating this belt right up. Okay, we're good. Now, what you would do is take your 5/16 and see a little screw right there? That's the bleed screw. You want to just loosen that up. Matter of fact, just take it out. Alright? Be right back. Alright, here we go. We got a 7mm deep with my little stubby ratchet. And I'm just gonna, you can just loosen it up. But yeah, just loosen up. Take it out all the way and just put it in by about 2 threads. That's it. Alright? Next, when we're out here, let's grab our cover. This cover has the belt routine on it. Well, I guess I didn't see that because all the dirt and all. But then there's a bolt right there, the bolt hole where it goes to. So you want to sort of put it in there to make sure, see which way it goes. Make sure it don't go, like it goes 2 ways. Like that way is the best. All right, let's get that lined up, get that in there. Okay, 10mm deep. Yeah, and we're just gonna leave that down there because that's no good no more. Nah, let me go down there and get that. All right, we'll be right back. All right, got my little stubby ratchet. I'm just gonna bring that in. You know, make sure it's picked up and make sure it's, because it's got a little slide on it, make sure it's out of the way. I'm not touching no pulleys as they turn. Okay, we're good. Got that off. Now, what you're gonna do next is over here you got your radiator cap. Push it, you gotta push down, turn it counterclockwise. Then you're gonna take it off. Stick that to the side, and I'm gonna show you a special tool how we're gonna use. What is this stuff in here? A special tool we're gonna use to put the antifreeze in. Alright, we'll be right back. Okay, now you wanna get yourself this little tool right here. This is kinda dirty, it's kinda old. It helps you put an antifreeze in. Very good tool. It's got all the adapters in it. What we're gonna do here is find the adapter, and this one's pretty common. I already got it set up and all. What you do is set that, find the right adapter, sets in there, and then put it on, turn it, lock right into place. Now see, now put it like this. This thing's gonna lean out like that. And what I like about this tool also, make sure that we got that. It's got a little 45-degree angle, just like that. Now let's see, hope that fender's not in the way, and of course it is, but what about if we put it out that way? Great, look at that. Alright, that's great. Then we're going to start pouring the antifreeze in, and we keep pouring the antifreeze in until we see antifreeze come out of here, and then we close that off, and then we know it's full. Alright, so let's go get our antifreeze. And the antifreeze you want to get, make sure you get 50-50, not straight. Because straight will eat out your radiator eventually. So, let's go get our antifreeze and start pouring it in. We'll be right back. Alright, we're going to take some 50-50 antifreeze. And we're going to start pouring antifreeze in. Keep on pouring it in until you see it come out that bleed valve. So let's set you up over here, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. now as I pour the antifreeze in, watch that valve. And actually, as you're pouring the antifreeze in, you can actually hear air seeping out. There we go, started coming out. There we go. When you see that steady stream like that, we got our drain pan down there, so I'm not really worried about it. So I want to drain it down till it goes down in this bucket so I can put this cap on. Okay, that's good. Now remember, when tightening that up, that is you know, it's not super tight. That's brass, and that's very thin. You can definitely strip that out. So we're just going to tighten that up. You know, just when it tightens, just go a little bit more, a few degrees, and that's it. All right, we'll be right back. All right, here we go. This is just snug and tightened up. That's it. Remove our thing over here. Let's go. Okay, this right here, let's remove that. That's full. All right. Let's put our radiator cap back on. And then we're gonna go over here, we're gonna fill up the expansion tank. All right, and it's got a little line right there, you see, full cold. So we're gonna fill it up to about right there. All right, so let's set this up and get that filled up. All right. Take this off. See it moving around, so there must have been some in here already. That's good. Close this back off. And we're good to go.